Hey everybody, hope you all are doing well. I sure am. So I just want to make a quick video about the dangers of some of these companies that you may not realize have fluoride in their water, especially these bottled water companies. I'm going to name some brands that you need to avoid. And if you haven't watched any of my earlier videos, you may not know that I am going to school for exercise science and wellness. So health for me is a very important thing, and I don't want to be one of these guys on YouTube that just puts out all conspiracy stuff that that doesn't offer any type of help or anything like that. If you're the type of person that would subscribe to my channel, or really anyone that can think for themselves, it's very important that you stay healthy. It is extremely important that you keep your health intact and are aware of the dangers that are around us, because you are a free thinker. You are very important commodity to this realm that we live in. Uh, you are a very special person compared to the sheep that are out there. These unthinking fools that consume trash all day long and have poor health in everything that they have. So I just want to point out this little sentence here to put into perspective. Artificially fluoridated water using industrial grade fluoride chemicals contains zero point 0.7 to 1.2 parts per million fluoride, which is 14 to 24 times more than average natural level. Okay, just like the iron fortified cereals that you get at the store, all these heavy sugar coated cereals, or just like cornflakes that have that are fortified with iron. That iron is a byproduct from manufacturing. Those little metal shavings that you can see in those in the cereal, that is not bioavailable iron. It's not the same iron that you would get if you just ate some spinach. It's That's bad for you eating that type of stuff. And it's the same thing when it comes to fluoride that's put into water supplies. This is not bioavailable fluoride. This is the byproduct of a manufacturing process and is a poison to the people, just like how Russia did uh, in the 1900s, and they probably still do it, where they fluoridated the water of their prisoners to keep them dumbed down and subdued. A lot of American public waterworks themselves fluoridate the water. Where I am in Pennsylvania, they don't. So if you're not sure whether or not your local public waterworks does it, I would recommend calling them and asking them. So let's look at some of the brands here. We got Aquafina, Crystal Geyser, Dannon, Evian, Perrier. Okay, hey, these luxury waters, okay, expensive water. Look at this. It's the worst one on the list. Okay. Poland Springs. Who doesn't know Poland Springs? All right. Arrowhead, Poland Spring. This is another test that they did. Crystal Geyser, Deer Park. If you're in Pennsylvania, you know Deer Park water. Don't buy Deer Park water. Just because it says spring water doesn't mean that they haven't done anything to it. All right, and not only that, but Deer Park is owned by Nestle. And if you're at all familiar with what Nestle has done in its company's history, especially when it comes to baby food, then you should know to stay far, far away from anything Nestle does. Okay, Deer Park, big time, big time, big time for me since I'm in Pennsylvania. Avoid all these brands. Here's another website that has a list of bottled water containing fluoride, and I just want to point out here. I saw this quality report online for the Deer Park Nestle water, and what comes up here is a 404 not found, okay, for Deer Park Nestle Waters. But I did go to the Nestle homepage, the Nestle Waters homepage, and I found something very interesting. Let's take a look. Nestle Waters donates 100,000 bottles of Arrowhead one of the most heavily fluoridated water there is. Okay, was that say 100% mountain spring water? What a lie! That's an absolute lie. Because they're not held to any standards. They can really say whatever they want. Um, and they just feed this to the public, to all these people that have been ravaged by the Sand Canyon fire, and I'm sure a lot of other things too, with fluoridated water. Now look at this. Look at these people. Okay, be inspired by all-star speakers. Nestle Waters leading digital marketing, Salesforce Connections 2016. We got this psychopath-looking woman from American Express. This dick. This a news reporter. Okay, a news reporter is not a journalist. She's just a mouthpiece for the controlling elite. Never trust anything this woman says. And look who we have here. Astronaut Captain Scott Kelly. Smelly Kelly, the man himself. Never trust anything this man has ever done. Him and his brother, I've openly known Freemasons. They worship the most evil things on this planet. And now I've come to find that he is a spokesperson for Nestle Water. What a shock. No, that is not a shock at all, is it? Never go anywhere near anything that this man touches, nor do you believe anything that he has to say. Absolute liar, deceiver, snake man. Okay, absolute snake. So two options that you can do to free yourself from this grasp that these people have on the water supply. The first one being, if your local water supply is not contaminated with fluoride, what you can do is you can take one of those charcoal filters, relatively cheap, run your water through that charcoal filter, and or carbon filter, however way you want to say it, and leave it out in an open container so that for at least 24 hours, so that stuff like chlorine and other chemicals can evaporate off of it. All right, at least 24 hours in an open container, and after that, it should be perfectly fine to drink. Guaranteed. It's not pure water or whatever, but it is pretty much as good as you're gonna get. Public waterworks are held to a much higher standard than the bottled water companies, who have no standard at all, really. So that's one option. Second option being, and this is what I do. I used to do that first one, but this is the one I do now. Is that you buy distilled water. Distilled water at my local grocery store is about 89 cents per gallon. Distilled water is pure water. It's pure H2O. And what I do is I take lemon and I slice it up into thin slices, and I put it into a glass, these glass bottles I have that I always hang on to from my cranberry juice that I use for my smoothies when I'm done with it. I pour the water in, put some lemon slices in, leave it sit for about 24 hours. What this does is it alkalizes the water. Distilled water has a pH level of 7.0, which means it's absolutely neutral. Human blood ranges from 7.2 to 7.6 on the pH scale, which is the alkaline side of the scale. So when you drink pure distilled water, it's going to make your blood more acidic, and you don't want to do that. So what you do to counter that is you put in these lemon slices. It alkalizes the water, and it also adds nutrients and some minerals and stuff to it, and it adds a nice little lemon flavor to it. So there's two options right there, very easy ones, and this is for people who don't have these super expensive at-home filtration systems that remove basically like everything from the water supply. I don't have that, and it is what it is. So be safe, everybody. Be healthy, and drink clean, pure water. Peace and love.